Oh, definitely, Gavin. Yeah, it's an integral part of the modern day game now. Finances, to fund the mechanism that is the preparation of inter-county teams. It's a big unit now, and it takes quite a bit of work behind the scenes to make sure that the resources for the players and everything that's there needs to be there for them to perform and prepare for what lies ahead. So we are very grateful to Club Déise for the work they do behind the scenes.
It's absolutely second to none, and I said it to you there tonight as well. I suppose inter-county now, it's up to notch the last couple of seasons, and even from yourself working with the tip under 20s and minors the last couple of years, obviously senior is up another notch from that.
Definitely is, Gavin. Yeah, it's up a notch or two for sure, and there's a lot more accountability to it, a lot more work, I suppose, that goes on an individual basis that you have to make sure that you're monitoring as well, and it's being done. So there is quite a bit to it, but as I said earlier to you, that the principles are still the same in relation to how you perform on the field and what you have to do to make sure that you're ready to perform when the time comes.
Yeah, let's hope so indeed. A couple of months into the role now, you've got a great welcome, a lot of good feedback from the camp. You're enjoying that role and settled well in at this stage.
Yeah, settling in, Gavin, getting a really, really good response from the players, which is first and foremost the most important thing. And it's the feedback is from the players is good from what I see, the way they perform on the training field. But the big challenge now is to bring that onto the match day field, and that starts obviously Sunday week with Cork coming to Welsh Park, and an important game for us to make sure that we apply ourselves properly.
Absolutely, indeed. It's going to be a big occasion. Obviously, you've looked at a lot of players. You said that when you came in that you were going to be open, and every guy was going to get his chance. So you've cast the net wide and far, as they say.
Yeah, I think I have. I suppose that has to be done to make sure that you have a good understanding of what's out there. And thankfully, there's a number of players that are putting up their hand, and we'll give them players every opportunity possible to put their best foot forward during the league. And when this league campaign is over as well, and players go back to their clubs for the club championship in April, I'll be doing my utmost to get around to all club championship games and keeping an eye on players to make sure that there's nobody ruled out, to be fair. So that's the plan.
Absolutely. What sort of numbers are you talking about on the panel, Liam, at the minute? Is there going to be further cutting, say, before the league? Or?
Yeah, well, look, there's 33 or 4 odd players in with me at the moment. Well, 35 to be honest, in with me at present, and it's competitive, and that panel always remains open. I've always said that from the day I started. So if I see anybody that I think might have something to offer the squad through upcoming Fitzgibbon Cup games, through the county championship, club championship come April, they will be automatically, I wouldn't say automatically, but they will be for consideration to come in. And I'm hoping to get this thing as right as possible by casting the net, as you say, good and wide.
Absolutely. And is that important from your point of view, to have guys pushing each other and having that competition for places, I suppose, and especially going into the championship?
Oh, definitely. The mechanism now of the mechanics of the Munster Senior Hurling Championship is just it's rapid fire, and you have to have a squad. The day of just having 15 players isn't going to work in the intensity that is Munster Championship now. So for me, it's to assemble a really good squad, and for them to be the best they can be, it has to be a squad of 35 odd players, because they have to be pushing. You have to be pushing everybody. You have to have full-scale matches come the time when you're getting ready for a championship. And so for me to make sure that you have a good, strong, healthy panel is important. And and obviously as well to make sure that there's plenty of fellas getting experience, younger guys getting experience in that as well for the future, if they're good enough to step up.
And it all kicks off, of course, with Cork, first round of the league, home game next Sunday week in Welsh Park, and I'm sure everyone is looking forward to that in the camp. Hopefully a big crowd, and hopefully get off to a positive start.
That's the plan, Gavin. Yeah, we're really looking forward to this game. It's an important game for us. The result, obviously, we want to win the match, but the result isn't the be all and end all. I'm looking for a really, really good performance from my players. I want them to really send out the signs of what they're about for 2020, and I'd be very hopeful that a good, honest, hard-working Waterford team will turn up next Sunday week and put in a performance, and hopefully the result will follow.
Let's hope so indeed. And I suppose the nature of the league, the games are coming thick and fast, just 2 games at home as well, and 3 away games, so it's going to be pretty helter-skelter January, February.
It is, yeah, and they're really good games as well. We have Westmeath the week after as well, which is will be given the respect it deserves, albeit Westmeath, and no disrespect to Westmeath, but they've become really, really competitive as well over recent times, and it's a game that you'd have to have your head screwed on heading up to Mullingar to take them on, and then we have Limerick the week after, which is a big match, or 2 weeks after in Limerick, and Galway as well to come, and then obviously to finish up with Tipperary in Thurles. So it'll give us lots of opportunities to see these fellas perform, and see who's really coming to the boil for championship, and hopefully putting shape on our team and panel.
Absolutely, yeah. I suppose the league, it is going to be, the games are going to be competitive, and you're going into the championship. Some would say league form doesn't automatically transfer into championship, but is it about being primed as well for the 10th of May for the visit of Tip?
Definitely, yeah. That's the whole objective. Obviously, championship is where you have to be absolutely spot on for. But for me, the league is really important as well, to make sure that we try and win every game. That's the objective. But in doing that, we want to make sure that we have players, as I said, coming through and stamping down their place. And number 2, I suppose, players that are showing that they're, if not going to give us options starting, that will give us options to come in off the bench when the heat of championship starts. So really important from now on. It gets really, I suppose, it gets real now from Sunday week for me and for these group of players, and I just hope that they can bring what way they're training out onto the playing field, and if they do, they'll acquit themselves really well.
Absolutely, especially the nature of this Munster Championship, with only 3 teams going through, and probably last couple of seasons it has come down to the impact of guys off the bench, that it has become a 20-man game.
Oh, most definitely, Gavin. You have to have 20 players now to have any chance of pushing on in the championship. So that's what we'll have to aim for, and making sure that you have a good competitive panel for that. And I'm sure our panel will change a lot even over the course of the championship, because it'll have to, and it'll obviously we'll concentrate ultimately on ourselves, but the opposition too will have a bearing on what way we set ourselves up and stuff like that. So we need to have a lot of I suppose different aspects to our play, and that'll involve a lot of different personnel as well.
Absolutely, and you'll be coming across, of course, your former teammate in Liam Sheedy in the league and the championship as well, and your native county as well. That'll be, I suppose, probably be an emotional day, but obviously now we're in the Waterford colours. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. It's a big challenge any day. You take on the All Ireland champions, be they Tip or anyone else. It's a big challenge. So that's the way it is. That's where I see this Waterford team going and being capable of doing it. And if I thought they weren't capable of doing it, I wouldn't be here. So I look forward to it. It will be challenging and it will be tough, and no more different than it will be when any more of the other top teams come to play us, or we go to play them. You just have to be ready, and most of all, I suppose, Gavin, you have to learn from whatever the result is, that you can come away from it, and making sure that you're able to correct the wrongs and make sure that you're ready again for when the chance comes around come the summer.
Absolutely. No, I know there's Fitzgibbon Cup ongoing at the minute as well. You have a few guys with the various colleges. I know Austin Gleeson picked up a bit of a knock with in the win over LIT last weekend. Is there any news on his availability yet, or the Cork game? Is it too early to judge?
It's a bit early to judge yet, but I would be confident that Austin will be okay to be available for selection. That's unfortunately the way that Fitzgibbon Cup is structured. That's just the way it is. That it's a great competition, and I suppose from my point of view, I like being able to make all these players available for that, because it's a high quality, great hurling, and it's a hurling that all these guys love to play. It is competitive, and it's prestigious competition. So we've about 8 players in total involved with the various different colleges, and I'll be doing everything I can to release them back to their colleges, and hopefully they'll come through it okay, and be available for selection for Sunday week.
Fingers crossed indeed. And a final point, and then Liam, to wrap up, and I suppose we're in January. Everyone looking forward to the year ahead, and great level of enthusiasm now about the new appointment and your own backroom team working hard and trying to get Waterford back on the map. Especially in the championship, I suppose. Without a win now in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's the whole objective. We're all about looking forward now, Gavin. To be fair, that's the way we're going to approach this thing. We're not looking back anymore. And it's just a case now of really just bringing what we're doing, as I said, on the training field out onto match day, and just seeing where we're at. The league will give us a great gauge as to where we're at, and then it'll be about getting to the heights of what's required to be really competitive and win championship games, and especially your home matches, which are vital if you're to progress to the latter stages of the championship. So it's an interesting couple of weeks and months ahead, please God, and I just hope that these players do themselves justice throughout the next couple of weeks and months, please God.
Fingers crossed indeed. Great to chat to you tonight, Liam. Best of luck for that year ahead.
Thanks, Gavin. Thanks very much.